offers.
Is the league that we all cherish, that is the Ghana Premier League, and we are looking to wrap up match day 27 today at the Golden City Park, where Berekum Chelsea will be coming up against Medeama. Interesting game that we are looking forward to at that venue. It is going to be a super interesting game. There it is, Berekum Chelsea who are hosting Medeama. So match day 27 has already started, and we began on Saturday, where Legon Cities had the 2-0 victory over Hartlepool. We'll discuss all of that here. Karela also drawing 1-1 with Accra Lions, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko finally getting the win after 7 attempts. This time they got a 1-0 victory over league leaders Samatex. Baby Any Gold Stars also getting a 1-0 victory over Adriana, and Bofo Kwatano drawing 1-1 with Berekum United. Heart of Lions got the better of Nations FC, beating them 3-0, and Real Tamale United lost at home to Inswatraman by 2-1. Today, it is Berekum Chelsea against Medeama. Remember that Great Olympics game against Dreams FC was postponed because the latter were taking part in the CAF Confederation Cup, and they got a 0-0 draw against Zamalek in Egypt. So it sets up beautifully for them this Sunday as they take on the Egyptian Giants and see if they can qualify to the finals. But this is how the table looks like after 27 games in the Ghana Premier League. It is Samatex who are leading the pack with 49 points. The Nations are second with 44 points. Adriana lie third with 42 points. And Swatamana are fourth with 41 points. Accra Lions currently they are fifth on the table with 40 points. Berekum United find themselves as sixth with 39 points. Same as Medeama, who also have 39 points and are seventh. A win for Medeama today could see them move up to about fourth on the table. Baby Any Gold Stars are eighth with 38 points. Berekum Chelsea, they are ninth with 38 points. That is the top half of the table. Let's see the other half of the table. So the other half of the table also has Asante Kotoko with that victory over Samatex, and it has seen them rise to 10th on the table with 36 points. Hartlepool and Legon Cities both have 35 points and lie 11th and 12th respectively. Great Olympics are 13th with 33 points. Dreams FC are 14th with 2 games in hand, but they have 31 points. But for Kwatano, lie just a place above the relegation zone on 15th with 31 points. Karela are falling into the danger zone. This time they are 16th with 31 points. Hearts of Lions, despite their win over Nations, are still in the relegation zone. They are 17th with 28 points. And Real Tamale United occupy the bottom position. They are 18th with 25 points after 27 games. So that is how the table looks like. And today, we are going to wrap up on match day 27, as I said, at the Golden City Park, where Berekum Chelsea will be coming up against Medeama. My name is Mutala Yakubu, and you're watching Star Times and Max TV. I've been joined by 2 of my colleagues here, Nanedu and, of course, Josiah Okokwe, and they will be helping with the analysis there. Guys, good afternoon. We are back again. Match day 27 of the Ghana Premier League. We started on Saturday. Hartlepool and Abubakar Watara are in trouble. Josiah, you are there at the Jewu Theatre of Dreams, so I'll start with you. How did Hartlepool lose that game?
Good afternoon, and I don't know, usually it's even difficult because even talking to the coach, he just couldn't come up with, clear-cut answers as to what is really wrong with Hartlepool. But on a day, I just felt so sad for the traveling fans who had to, travel over 60 kilometers from Accra to Dewu to witness their beloved club play, and at the end of the day, they just couldn't get at least a point from Legon Cities. Mind you that Legon Cities are still unbeaten whenever they play at Dewu. That was their 4th game they played against Accra Folk on that turf, and it looks like Dewu is becoming a fortress for them, despite the fact that they are also co-tenant, including Dreams FC, the team that's really making waves in Africa. On a day, you'd question the coach's decision to bench players like Salif Ibrahim, Salim Adams, Yamankwa Befi and co. You just question Abubakar Watara's decision to bench these players. But then, Mutala, I think, that Hartlepool goalkeeping problem keeps hovering.
This has been lingering around.
It's
like
not going anytime soon. I was just there. And, after the game, I asked Abubakar Watara, does he think that he has a goalkeeping problem. And he said, yes, it's one department that gives him sleepless nights. And you could see, the kind of goals they conceded on a day, avoidable goals. And once you concede such a cheap goal, Mutala, it just puts all these players, in a state of dejection. It demoralizes them, if I should put it. They were not bad on the day. In the first half, Hearts of Oak created numerous decent chances. But then Kasim Cisse didn't just come to the party. He had to be taken off at halftime. He was replaced by Ramos Kashala, and he also couldn't find, the back of the net. I believe they struggled in all departments. But then kudos to Legon Cities. They have some quality players in there. Apia Asari, one of them. Albert Yaboa, the guy or the chap who got the 2 goals for them, he was fantastic. Akatuk was there. They have some good players in their ranks, and the coach of the side, Pakwesi Fabian, attested to the fact that they just have to be consistent, because you look at the performance against Hearts of Oak, and if they should put up such performances week in, week out, they should be in the top.
Now it looks like the Hearts of Oak goalkeeping disaster, if I can use that word, has become an albatross around their neck. I said, they've used about 3 different goalkeepers this season, and they still haven't really found some consistency within that area.
I think it's about time, football clubs in this country, especially the big clubs, take much interest in goalkeeping departments. The way Omotisika Kessie cover players at the banner, they should find a way on Metisika Kessie to offer a good goalkeeper for their clubs. When you go to Europe, clubs are buying goalkeepers 60 million, 70 million pounds for goalkeeping departments. When you come to this country, most of these goalkeepers we see in the big clubs. Wamba is a free agent. Goalkeeper be always launching a career. That is where you see some of these clubs signing them. So when you go to Kotoko, among these 3 goalkeepers that they are in Kotoko, none of them, no Mutisika say, Kotone fi club we Edenaba. The same as Hearts of Oak. You spend good amount of money and buy quality goalkeeper to solve a certain position for you. The same as what is Tikako for a central defender, a right back, a midfielder, an attacker. The same as the goalkeeping department. When you look at Hearts of Oak this particular season, goalkeeping department cost you a lot in the Ghana Premier League. Right from Richmond IE to Wichita, came back to Richmond IE again. Wichita came back. A new goalkeeper came in the second round. Now it's Wichita again. It tells you they have a goalkeeping problem. When you go to other clubs, you can see the goalkeeping departments in that area, yen touch it. One goalkeeper had more than 90% of teams' games in the local scene. Even in Europe, it happens. So why is it that a big club like Hearts of Oak, who said goalkeeping department is their major problem, but they are struggling to identify a quality goalkeeper who can be in the post for them? I'm sure going to the next summer and the next transfer window, it's one area Hearts of Oak as a football club need to spend a big amount of money in signing quality goalkeeper for that department. You move to Olympics, you get Benjamin Asare. You move to a team like, Berekum Chelsea or Ben Sacha Gregory, Kofi Ba, Samates. We have good goalkeepers in the local scene. Those are the kind of goalkeepers Hearts of Oak needs. When you look at the goalkeepers they've been signing in recent times, the quality, they may have big names in the local scene, but the quality is not there. Lusu in terms of performance, Fob Natiko. Erico Forenti came to Hearts of Oak at the time. The best of football in him, we've seen it already in other clubs. Medeama, Asante Kotoko, and other clubs. Yeah, who the best out of these goalkeepers in the local scene? A goalkeeper like Rich Manai. Onya the best season in Hearts of Oak Football Club. Rich Data, you can talk about him. Onya one good season, any opportunity to represent Ghana at the AFCON, the last 2 editions. So it tells you it's one area Hearts of Oak need to strengthen very big going into next season. Goalkeeping department and the Hearts of Oak team in this particular season. Look at the goals they've been conceding. A game against Nations FC.
Now, which goalkeeper on the local scene would you say Hearts can go in to solve this problem? Because it seems all the good goalkeepers are tied to some of the clubs that are doing well currently.
So if Hearts of Oak want a goalkeeper in Olympics, they will struggle to get him.
Benjamin Desari is having a good time with it.
That is why you are Hearts of Oak. Those days, those players, so a goalkeeper in the Olympics team, Adebayo, one of those days, it makes Kotoko and Hearts very strong in the local scene. It's territorial dominance. Goalkeeper and a player Eboma Olympics, Kwabi Brim, the Youngsters, Liberty Professionals. Omo so said they will move to House of Folk. Applying out to you, but for Kwatano, BA United, King Faisal, Ash Gold, ne die soon as Obama Asante Kotoko. Because they know traveling from that place to the southern side, no, they've been consistent around those areas. So territorial dominance was one of the reasons why Kotoko and Hearts were doing well in the Ghana Premier League. So player on himself is going up in some of these smaller clubs around Accra. The best place for him to play football is House of Folk.
Because he may even have grown up as a Heart of Folk supporter.
Absolutely. So you move to that club. So a goalkeeper Dama Olympics who is doing well, obviously necessary, and yet European offer. The best option for him to go to House of Folk.
We see goalkeepers moving from Accra and joining the likes of Medeama, the likes of Samatex, Evans Osei-Usu. Set him youth in an You want to tell me Heart of Folk never knew about Evans Osei-Usu. But he moved to, at a point, there were rumors that he was joining Heart of Folk. But I heard Samatex offered good money.
Maybe they didn't give me the right offer.
Yeah.
I know Freddie Kasari was close to joining House of Folk. His manager came here, only needing to offer or catch them. Because of a small amount of money, Freddie Kasari moved to Kumasi to sign for Asante Kotoko. Evans Osei-Usu was supposed to be part of the last Chantima and our Kadi Omokoye. He traveled outside. He came to this country. A player raised in Kumasi, a secondary school of Kumasi. From Temayu straight to Samates.
I think he was with Edu Jemfioko, Edu Jemfi in Kumasi. Yeah. He was their captain.
Yes.
Into Milo games in Kumasi.
So maybe those big clubs and make it better offer for some of these players. In the Medeama, Samates, some of them are paying good amount of money for players in the local scene.
Che Jonathan so offering Kanha and a call Medeama.
Is it Damboat?
Damboat, yeah.
Right from B Soccer.
Yeah.
Went to Medeama. Now a new opportunity.
He was scoring outside in the Division 1.
Obviously. But those days, those players would like to play for a team like House of Folk. So what? It didn't so what? On your house of Bobo.
Jaina nie je crab kotokoda. And friend me I mean, Josiah, it seems Heart of Folk are on a path where they make 5 steps forward and and another 5 steps backwards, and it's not helping them. How do they get out of this trouble and keep a consistent form?
Mutala, I think, you know, the mark of every good team is consistency. They've not really been consistent. And you watch that game against Legon Cities and almost every single player, you know, with Heart of Oak, struggled. Every single player struggled on the day. And that's just not what you want to see. And there's a team that at some point, going into match week 27, where above Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and all of a sudden, after just one game, Kotoko has leapfrogged them with a win over Samatex. That's how inconsistent they are as a club. Things need to change. The coach has said that, see, these are the materials he has at his disposal. He didn't recruit the players. Neither was he the one who sanctioned, you know, for the sale of most of these players. He came to meet them, and he's been forced to work with them. They have so much quality, but trust me, it's going to take time, especially looking at what the coach is doing. There's a clear pattern of play. There's confidence sometimes when they play. Even when they were losing, you know, that poor run of form, they were still confident that they could just snap that run. They did it. But then, let's not forget that history is always back in Legon Cities when they face Heart of Folk. It's always difficult for Heart of Folk,
it's
but they need to be difficult.
A difficult time when Heart of Folk take on Legon Cities, and yet again they lost. Then, at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, the Porcupine Warriors, after that crunch meeting, Admenshia came to the party, this time winning by a goal to nil against Samatex. But there's controversy surrounding that penalty that was awarded. Nana Edu Nawaha, you saw what happened. I mean, let's go straight to the point. Okay, we'll come back and talk about the penalty, but let's talk about Asante Kotoko. That win was massive for them after that brouhaha, that meeting that they had with Opem Swo.
Very important one. You know, I think, you know, they won the game because of the meeting they had with Otunfor-Sentutu. I always talk about this, that it's not easy. So, be no opportunity. Now, we could see Opem Swo and happen simple, sir. So, when you were playing for Asante Kotoko, even getting the opportunity to go to Mensia and meet Otunfor-Sentutu is a big motivation for you to do well for the club. These players, some of these players have met Otunfor more than 3 times in their careers. So when things are not going on well, no opportunity cop mensia coming back. I think there's a reason why they got the maximum 3 points against one of the informed team in the Ghana Premier League now. And after the game, Enoch Morrison was talking about it. Omar admitted so they were in the poor run of form. They need to find a way to bounce back to winning ways. And that was a win against Samates. On the day, I think Kotoko had a good game. One of the best games I've seen Kotoko play in this particular season, even though they are missing some key players. Richmond Lamptey, Sheriff, Justice Billy, they are all missing from Kotoko games in recent times. Stephen Mukwala is one of them. Omunia in recent games at Kotoko, but they are struggling to make it to the match.
So this is the most talked about decision. Anedu, you were here. Is that a penalty?
It's a difficult one. It's a tight one, but you know.
What is tight about this? Or you're not seeing it well?
Some of these referees will take this ball as a penalty.
Okay. So, Josiah, I mean, you were not here, but this is how Kumasi Asante Kotoko's penalty came about. What do you make of that?
Mutala, I don't think that's a penalty. There's no way this is supposed to be a penalty, especially when you look at the movement of the Samatex FC player whose attempt wasn't malicious. He wasn't even, you know, it was a miskick. You can see he miscued the ball. He mistimed, you know, his foot, the way he had wanted to strike the ball, and you know he was the one even initiating the contact. It was a Kotoko player who initiated the contact, and for me, per the rules, if he's the one initiating the contact, it's not even going to be a penalty. It doesn't even stand to be a penalty because the Samatex player didn't even go in for a tackle. He was just there. And you could see the Kotoko player trying to hit that ball on the volley, but unfortunately just missed the flight of that ball and made contact with the Samatex player. So, see, 100 out of 100 times, that isn't supposed to be a penalty.
Okay, so Samatex tried to get back into the game. A few shots there, Frederick Asari, I mean, with the heroics. But Kotoko fans, I mean, a few of them spoke after the game. They are happy with the win, but not entirely happy with the team. They want to see more from them.
You know, it's because of the quality of players Samatex possessed this particular season in the Ghana Premier League. Yesterday, Endra, a player like Emmanuel Kayeke, during the second half, he said, back into the game. The same as, you know, Dauda Seidu. First half, he was off because of the presence of Andrew Sentimeno and Enoch Morrison in the middle. Almost to me, those two players out of the game, and I think it's really affected their flow. So the second half, after Kotoko scoring that goal, I saw Kayeke and of course Dauda coming back into the game. It was rather, you know, Evans Oseusu who was rather in the game in the first half, but the supplies from Kayeke to Oseusu was not coming, and that was the most important thing. Samatex game is something is going well for them. That passes from those midfielders to their winger is one of the things that are working for them. So I think the midfielders on the day, Eric Zeze, Enoch Morrison, and Andrew Sintimedu did a lot of work on the Samatex midfield. That is the reason why Kotoko was able to control the game large majority time of the period. So it was a good game for Kotoko. I think they will improve on what they did yesterday.
Well, let's see how that one goes for them. But after the game, some of their fans spoke to us.
Team Kotoko no if you say the near Shan say baby no you and because ya say team pa ya bought almost 10 matches. I think you win any fee na ayare hosem because na beach ya boss antiman. You say me to wika Kotoko win ya kaya Rusie and then media Rusie if you say it's a been see that. Ya pa Ukrainian men yes in ya yebeda nyame ase na ya da ohene ase because ohene kasa no to say aye adwuma pa na nya mesre ne say secrets no de enkabomunim seminim say no so kaboma afei spirit na eye Kotoko spirit ayira no obeba fi because yenuanom kremufo epe enkabomu yenuanom a Christopher epenkabom na nanom so epenkabom vi se ka secret so ka bom said the praise ya ka bom a na we na bana kabeto aso biblibe kabese sagana football so because no kre say Kotoko and sell Ghana na ka ɔman Ghana nipa bebrebe ni bɛ kɔtɔkɔnti nipa hu ɛnɛ ba ne sɛi ɛna yɛ pɛ win ba ko pɛ kora ho ayɛ den a ɛsɛ nisuo na aduru yɛn ti ɛbɛsrɛ yɛn mpanimfoɔ no a ɔmo ka bi wɔ mu sɛ ɔmo mmra na ɔmo mɛka circus ni mo ma yɛn na kɔtɔkɔ no fa ntoma fira sɛ kɔtɔkɔ no fa ntoma pɛ fira na ha asenso fa ntoma pɛ fira Ghana yɛn ne ane yɛkɔ because teams na edi anim ne deɛ fine ɔmo ayɛ adeɛ deɛ bɛka ne sɛ ɔmo abɔ mo mmɔden nanso yɛn kan hu sɛ Ghana yɛ kɔtɔkɔ ne has sisi emienu nso na yɛkɔ fam paa ti yɛsrɛ mo ma mo ni ablɔfo n'akyi ɛma teams akɛseɛ mienu no nkɔ fam teams akɛseɛ mienu nkɔ fam ti na ablɔfo bɔ nkɔfo no ngyi wɔn edi twa man bɛtu na ka yɛ kɔtɔkɔ ne has apagya obi enu amiti so ɔbɛhwɛ Chelsea na Real Madrid no hwa ne match utim bɔ ba akɔhwɛ abroni bɔ esan sɛ nka bɔ mu ni ɔdɔ no afiri yɛ mu no tie di we nyina aba nti sɛ wo hwɛ start time na wutie mi a mesrɛw o dana o sɔre abɔmpa yɛ ma Asanteman ɛne Accra House of Folk da saa teams ni mienu sɔre a yɛbɛhu Ghana football no different kraa te sɛ bɛgye nsɛm tete deɛ ne nsɛ yo sɛ tete nyame da so te ase deɛ a ɛne na tete has tete kɔtɔkɔ no da so wɔ hɔ ahia nka bɔ mu ɛne ɔdɔ nko a mede obi ase
Ose has and so funny to my birthday. I don't know about that. But Kotokone has some of who na almost pretend they say Adobe and but they really like each other and they always wish each other would do well, especially when one
both Kotokone and House are struggling again.
Yeah.
Me who say now about league table no. Kotoko the 10th and House of Folk on the 11th.
Yeah.
Actually I would say I feel be a sign. Abba for Kotoko and House, they are struggling in the Ghana Premier League after what they did in the summer, signing players, bringing in new coaches and staff. They are still struggling. Look at where they are. Asante Kotoko 36 points, House of Folk 35 points. Even though, well, look at the points build up between where Kotoko
So
find
Kotoko
themselves.
have lost 11 games this season. Hartlepool have also lost 8 games. But Hartlepool have drawn more games than Asante Kotoko.
Kotoko lose more than matches winning.
Yeah.
They've won 10.
They've won 10 and they've lost 11.
And
That
draw 6.
it's not good for them.
Bad performance on their side. Maybe they will improve after yesterday's win.
Of course, so that is Kumasi Asante Kotoko there. Josiah losing. Hartlepool have won 8 and lost 8. Kotoko have won 10 and lost 11.
As for you lose a draw and a doors.
Yeah, drawn in the doors for Hartlepool. 11 draws.
There were games in the first round you would recall that Heart of Oak should have won. I remember the Nations FC game where they led for larger parts of that game and they got pegged back by a goalkeeping error. They drew Heart of Lions at Hohoe. You know, there were games, Karela United at the Ali Muhammad Sports Stadium. There were games that you'd say Heart of Oak should have won. But then we all know what the Achilles heel this season has been. They were not scoring goals. And those were the games where they gave away cheap points. And, you know, if they had converted even 5 of these draws into wins, the narrative would have been different for Accra Heart of Oak. It's something that keeps recurring. Sometimes they feel they have an antidote, but then they go into the next game and it keeps coming back. The problems keep, you know, repeating itself, and it becomes very, very frustrating, you know, for them. In that game against Kerala, we saw the number of chances they created, quality chances. They ended up bearing 3. But then it came back to haunt them in that game against Legon Cities again, where they had decent chances to have taken the lead, which they failed, and Legon Cities punished them, you know, for it. And after the game, the head coach of the club had to interact with fans behind, you know, the fence. He had to walk to them and spent about 5 minutes trying to talk to them to calm them down, because the fans were frustrated and very, very agitated. They just didn't understand why they would lose such a game where they felt they could have just taken the win.
Okay, quick one before we go. For the first time in several months, Prosper Nate Ogum has spoken to the public. I mean, Kotoko fans are turning a voice. How refreshing is that for them?
It's a good thing, you know.
Okasa Yachepao. Okasa, it felt new.
Yeah, in the last 10, 12 games
On Kasai.
on Kasa to their supporters. So it's good, you know, he spoke about the game and you can see he explained things better than what we were seeing from, you know, David Oklu. He knows the team, he's coaching the team. There are things he will explain it better than him, and that is the most important thing. Fans and the person. I'm sure what happened in Mensia, what the players and some of the technical team members told Opemiso, if it is something to go by, Prosper himself will understand that there is something that is not going on well within the club. And so no as a coach, as a son and son, and I think that is the reason why after that, meeting with Opim. So Onwanga say decided say before the game and after the game, he will speak to the supporters, he will speak to the media
now,
and explain things better than we.
For the last 10, 12 games on Kasai, so let's have a listen to Prosper Natogum, the first time he's spoken in several months.
Hi, Coach. How are you feeling now?
Feeling okay.
How would you describe the game?
Very good performance from both sides. Both teams came with the intention to play very expansively, create chances and score. So they got us on some few occasions on the counter. I think we also got them. And then out of our pressure, I think we won that penalty.
Is it fair to say you are a relieved man?
Once you win, you become okay. The game is all about winning, especially when you're coaching a team like Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It doesn't matter how beautifully you play. At the end of the day, even if you don't play well and you get them the 3 points, that's okay.
You didn't just win, but there were indications of this team getting back to their feet. They play so well. How do you intend to keep up with this momentum?
I think it's all about trying to encourage them to boost their confidence, letting them know that they are capable of doing it and that we can turn things around. It's all about staying focused. So we have to get closer to the players and let them know that we are with them and we believe that they can do it. I'm actually impressed. I'm probably very impressed about how we play today. We look very compact in defense, very expansive in attack, and we look for the spaces behind their defense, which is an indication that the intention to defend is there and the intention to create and score is also there. So I'm okay.
You know, when the results were not coming, some fans were still optimistic that one win would trigger a turnaround. Is that how you feel?
I also felt the same way. Teams that always, players of teams that always win are always confident and united. And players of teams that always lose are always very tense, very anxious, and they are always divided, and they play the attribution theory, trying to explain reasons why probably the wins are not coming. So I am also of their own view that once we get a win, the team will come together, we'll rediscover our confidence, our form, self-belief, and then get a job done.
Tough trip to Medeama next.
Very difficult grounds, but when we get there, we'll look at the tactical approach.
The game is over, but you can see the fans are still chanting. What do you want to tell them?
I'm so happy, and I'm surprised today. Their attitude today was entirely different from the previous matches that we watched. Actually, when we were coming, we thought they were going to boo at us, but then when we came, the reception was very positive, very excellent. This group you are seeing started singing right from the blast of the whistle up to the end, and they are still singing. And that is the spirit of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So I want to tell the fans that we are very happy for how they have received us today, irrespective of the poor results that we've given to them. The way they have received us, we are very happy. And we want to tell them that the way they receive us today, they should keep on supporting us this way. And once they support us this way, the technical staff will be confident, the playing staff will be confident, and the whole team will be confident that we can win the next matches.
Congratulations, Dr. Prosper Natogum.
Coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Prosper Natogum, full of excitement there after his side got back to winning ways. It took them 8 attempts to win a game, and that is good for them. It will raise their confidence. Let's now turn our attention to the game of the day, because that one is happening at the Golden City Park. It is Berekum Chelsea who are coming up against Medeama. Now, Berekum Chelsea are being led by former Hearts of Folk coach Samuel Bodo. They are 9th on the table with 38 points, and the win today would see them climb higher on the table. Josiah, big game at the Golden City Park. It is always a fierce contest when these two sides meet.
Yeah, very, very difficult game for both sides, but I think it's Berekum Chelsea who have the slight advantage because they are playing at the Berekum Golden City Park. For Medeama, it's not been so good for them, you know, having a divided attention, focusing on Africa and also trying to play in the domestic league and trying to replicate what they did last season. At this point, every single Medeama player, including the head coach and fans, know they won't be able to retain the league title. Chances of them defending that league title, it's I would say non-existent. Now, you look at the point gap between themselves and first place Samatex, it's even more difficult for them. But then these are the games you'd want to win, you know, and climb up the table. These are games that, yes, they are very, very difficult games, but you have to win them, at least boost the confidence of your players, and also helps you, you know, attain a respectable position on the table at the end of the season. For Berekum Chelsea, it's been mixed feelings for them. They've also not been too consistent. They've blown, you know, hot and cold for some time now. You look at Saints, the former Heart of Oak Gaffer, Samuel Boadu took over. In 6 games, he's drawn 2 and lost 2. So it's not been so good for them. But then that's what they know will happen. I believe they anticipated this, because once a coach doesn't start the season with a team, it's always difficult for him to get the results. Yes, sometimes it happens that magically they start grinding results even when they've not had preseason. But then you look at the ranks of Berekum Chelsea and the kind of quality they have in there. Amankuna is the league's leading top scorer, 12 goals already, and that's quite fantastic for him. Last season, they also had the top scorer at some point. That's Ifeanyi Mejak, who was on 12. He left, he came back, finished with 14. So they have some goals within the ranks. But it's about staying consistent whenever you play at home. And that's one thing that has been synonymous with Berekum Chelsea. They know how to get a result. At some point this season, they were in the top 4 before, I think, you know, a couple of bad results let them down. But then I believe if they're able to win games like this, it's a very, very tough game against Medeama. But they get the win, then you just start climbing up. It will be very, very, very good for them.
And anyway, a win for Medeama today could send them to 4th on the table. They've had issues, especially playing both the CAF Champions League and the league this season, but they've dropped out of the Champions League after elimination. Back home, want to defend their title. They are not far off from the top, but goals have been very difficult to come by.
When you look at their recent results in the Premier League, they always win with a slim margin, and you're 1-0 or 2-1. So it tells you, you know, scoring more goals in a Premier League game has been one thing that is very difficult for Medeama.
Yeah.
And Berekum Chelsea in Berekum, they are very stubborn side. You know, meeting them, going there to pick your maximum 3 points is very difficult. It's not easy to go there and pick the maximum 3 points, especially under their new coach, Samuel Boadu. They are playing some good football. And I'm happy to see this particular player that is on the screen, you know, Stephen Amankuna, regaining his form. It was one of these situations that he was finding himself and the man, the BPM Kumasi, to play for Asante Kotoko. Things didn't work for him, going back to Relance's career, and there's the story of Stephen Amankuna having a good season with Berekum Chelsea. And they have some, you know, quality and some average players who have been in the local scene for some times, you know, Collins Ameyao, you know, Stephen Amankuna, Meshak Ifeanyi, and Ansu Patrick. All these players have been in the local scene for some time, and they've tested the Premier League for more than 2-3 seasons in the local scene. So it's a reason why they're also doing well. A player like, you know, Zakaria Mumuni, you remember Zakaria Fuseni, their captain. He has played for Berekum Chelsea for some time, being in the under-23 team, being in the national team in recent times. So we're gaining a lot of experience in the locals, and this is a player I'm talking about. Is helping them. Ahmed Adams is still in their booth. So they have a strong team that can compete well with the likes of Medeama in the league.
So that is former Heart of Oak coach Samuel Boadu, who is now the head coach of Berekum Chelsea. This is the dressing room of Medeama as well. The likes of Sulemana in there. Felix Shea, the goalkeeper, would be imposed for them. We'll be going through the lineup shortly, but they are also poised for action and we want to get all 3 points today. If Medeama really want to defend the title, Josiah, this is one of the games that they need to win, because we are just 7 matches away from ending the league. They came with their beautifully branded bus.
Yeah, quite, you know, some fairy tale to an interesting fact to this particular one, because you have the head coach of Chelsea, Berekum Chelsea, being a former head coach
of Medeama.
So
yeah.
he really knows the side so well. Yeah, his former club. He really knows the
That
side.
was where he actually made his name.
Yeah, and left for Hearts of Oak. Then he won the league in his maiden season. So there's quite some interesting dynamics surrounding this particular game. But I'm talking about Medeama trying to defend the title. Yes, mathematically, it's still possible. But then you try to apply all the factors and see if it's really going to work for them. They are 10 points adrift of first place, Samatex now. They are on 39. Samatex are on 49. If they should win today at the Berekum Golden City Park, it will take them to within 7 points of first place. But then can they consistently do it? And Berekum Chelsea is one of the most difficult grounds for any team to visit. They've only lost once at home this season. They've won 8 times. They've drawn 3. That's quite an impressive record, for a home side. Not even Hearts or Kotoko can boast of such a record. And just look at where they lie. At some point, Berekum Chelsea were in the top 4 before a series of, subpar performances just made them drop, and they found themselves in the other half or bottom half of the table. But then with a win, that could also shoot them up to 5th place, at least for now, depending on the number of goals they score in this particular one. And all the teams are aiming at picking up points when they play at home. You count the number of away wins we get in every given match day, and the most we can get is 2. If we have to get maybe away teams trying to dominate. The most we get is 3 in a match week, and sometimes we get the home side dominating. This season or this particular game week, we've seen how it's been difficult for away teams. So for Medeama, if they want to close in on Samatex, if they want to make a case, if they want to try and win it again like they did last season they were not in the scene. No one saw them coming. But then with 5 games to go, they just overtook. It was Adriana Stars, and they went all out to win it. They didn't drop points in their remaining 5 games. They won back-to-back games, and they won it. Now this is where they need to start, because we only have 8 more games to go. After this, it just reduces to about 6 or 7 games for them. We don't have lots of games. So if you want to stake a claim to win the league, you want to defend it like you did, or you won it last season, these are the games you need to win, but then they won't come easy.
So the lineup of the 2 teams are already in. I will go through them quickly. Berekum Chelsea are starting with Gregory Obeng-Sechere, who is imposed for them. Fuseni Zakaria is their captain. Mishak Efriye, who was their top scorer last season, in there. Adams Ahmed is also in there. Emmanuel Sapon. Steven Amankona is the top scorer in the Ghana Premier League at the moment with 12 goals. And Fraven Kwesi Kongoza is also starting. Dramani Ewua, Lord Amwa, Patrick Esiedu, and Hubert Jewu. That is for Berekum Chelsea Nanedu.
It's a strong lineup, I was talking about.
Amankona has scored 12 goals so far.
The top scorer in the Premier League.
Yeah, in the Premier League.
Super form, and one of the players people not tipping to score in today's game is him. So, it's a strong lineup, a lineup that can compete well in the Premier League. When you look at the player selection, going back to the 4-back system, to 3-man midfield for the front 3, with all these players up front for them. So, it's a strong lineup from Berekum Chelsea. So,
Steven Amankona among the base there, poised for action this afternoon. 12 goals scored in the Ghana Premier League, and he is currently the top scorer. Only a player from Hartlepool, Issa, closer to him with 11 goals. So that is Berekum Chelsea. For Medeama, it is Felix Shea who is imposed for them. Kofi Asma is captaining the side today. Osa Benadino, Manuel Mate, Derek Foggio is starting. Kamaradini Mamudu is also the top scorer for Medeama. He scored 4 goals so far. Azaria Foggio, God knows Jack Basu is starting today. Kobina Amua, Dauda Ben Sidibe, and of course Fatau Suleimana Josiah.
Yeah. Good lineup. Consistent one. This is the same lineup they used in Africa, same lineup they used in FA Cup games. The consistency, between Kofi Asma and Kobna Amwa has been very, very key, for Medeama when it comes to keeping clean sheets this season. Now, another interesting fact has to be the fact that their leading top scorer now, active top scorer now for this season, happens to be their right back, Kamaradini Mamudu. He's on 4 goals. He's at par with Jonathan Suwa, who left a couple of months ago. So that should tell you that they are struggling to find goals up front. They do have some quality players in this team. You look at Dauda Ben Sidibe, who will be leading the lines for them. And behind him will be Osa Benadino Tete, Foggio Azaria, and then Derek Foggio. So 2 Foggios, and then also Benadino Tete, right behind Sidibe.
And they have a fantastic goal scorer in their team who is struggling to score goals.
Yeah, we've spoken about this thing so many times.
Diawisi
Taylor. We all know what he can do. He has been a top scorer in the league before. We know that he's a man of goals. But Mutala, you just don't go and walk into the league again and think it's just going to be like old times, because the league is a competitive league. The players and even defenders specifically try to up their game every season. And that's why we always give credit to some of these defenders. We have some very, very good defenders in there. One thing with Medeama is it's just not Diawisi Taylor, but it's about the team struggling to find goals. Ask yourself, how many goals has Sidibe scored? If their top scorer with 4 goals is their right back, Kamaradini, then you should know they are struggling to get goals. We know Derek Fojo is not all about scoring. He knows how to win those set pieces. He knows how to win the penalty kicks. He knows how to cut in. He knows how to dribble. He knows how to take on players. But then if he can add goals to his game, Mutala, that will make him even, a better player than he is now. Same as Osa Bernardino Tete, another fine player, wonderful chap. He knows how to play the ball. He's a joy to watch whenever he has the ball at his feet. But then, does he add goals to his game? That's one thing they are missing. And, once you take Jonathan Soa out of the equation, it leaves them with a lot to worry about. Because now, are they going to play like they used to play with Jonathan in the team, where they love to play those balls into the channel because he's a hard-working guy and you always fight for those balls? Are the strikers they have currently trying to replicate what Jonathan Soa did, the way he plays? And that's one thing they are lacking. You wouldn't say these players are not quality players. Yes, they are quality players. But then is the team trying to play to the strength of these strikers? That's the question we need to ask. And that's why Sidibe won't score. That's why Jarvis Taylor will be struggling to get a goal since his return to the league. I look at this Medeama team. They have a wonderful team, Mutala, but they need to up their game. They need to be consistent, especially the attackers.
I think the two players, when they were leaving the country to their respective North African clubs, they were better players than Jonathan Soa. Daniel Lomote was one of the top scorers in the Premier League at that time, playing for Wafa, before moving to I think USM Algiers, or I think one team in Algeria, and the other centre forward, Diwositera, was the top scorer in the Premier League when he was playing for Karela. Remember his days with Solomon Safutila, Imano Kayeke. They had this right back, Isaac Quinn, and Ismail Ghani was part of that team, and Patrick Yeboah. He was one of the top scorers in the locals. In fact, he won the Goal King before moving outside. Since those two players came to this country to play for Medeama, goal scoring rates now they're not form. They'll be able to fill in the shoes of Jonathan Soa, and it's really affecting Medeama. Yeah, both season now, about match week 27, 9 top scorer has not scored more than 5 goals in the Ghana Premier League. It tells you goal scoring is a major problem for them. That is why also more recent performance in the Ghana Premier League, even when they are winning at home, a slim margin, and 1 like a 2-1. It tells you goal scoring has been a major problem for them. But there's a Medeama side, almost a lot of attacking midfielders and holding midfielders. Baba and Joe, Vital, all these players were quality players last season. Derek Fojo, Bernardino Tete were all quality players in the locals in last season. Why is it that this particular season almost struggle? I don't know, say, I get change tactics and that, coaching inside and so for them to get that maximum result, because I think their previous coach, who is now the technical director,
Evan
Sadote knows how to get the best out of some of these players. This new coach by the same club of players, but they are still struggling. It's only Jonathan Soa who has left the club. But even at the time, Adote was doing well in Africa. They were replacing him in some of their games that they were playing. So why is it that things are not working for this new coach in Medeama?
So that is the last 5 games that Medeama have played away from home. Not too good for them, but today they are the Golden City Park and are very confident that they will get the win. We take a quick break. When we return, we have a lesson to the 2 coaches ahead of this big clash.
Nyemamayete. Bra says, a one of them was
Onyankopɔn akyɛ doctor akyɛ deebi mama no nyare waso tumi pa
afei na twerɛ nsɛm a ɛse monyi dua na ba mfa na haban ensa yale no abamu Dr. Tam da so ama oyalefoɔ biara nya anidasoɔ sɛ ne yale befire ne so wo ebra wɔde nani akyerɛ mu wɔ Medimafo Herbal Clinic oyalefoɔ ba hɔ na ɔhyɛ na ebra empa ho gise de wawuo ana wasie no nko na ontumi abubuafo enante anifrafo esna panie stroke diabetes pressure ne yale nkan ne nyina aye entetia case wasiesie na yaresa bia ho kama doctor se fakakra bi beje wayaresa wo Kumase abuakwa agogo oyalefo bia kai se udimafo ye Medimafo Herbal Clinic Dr. Time Daso
it's like you win.
The best in online games is here. Lucky Win Ghana. If we say Sika Wofia, Nije Wofia, this year, dear, it's your chance to chop big. So play any of our games such as Super Spin, Cash Spin, Classic Roulette, Penalty Shootout, Slot 777, Crash Games, and more at www.luckywin.com.gh. With a minimum of 1 Ghana cedis, you stand a chance to win instant cash prizes up to 1 million Ghana cedis on your phone. Plus, you can withdraw your cash prizes at any time of the day. So hurry now, because Mr. Money know the waste time. Lucky Win, play with less, chance to win big. This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, only for persons 18 years and above. Gaming can be addictive.
So it is the Ghana Premier League match day 27, and we are looking at wrapping up beautifully at the Golden City Park, where Berekum Chelsea will be taking on Medeama in this giant clash there. My name is Mutaleak. We are still watching Star Times and Max TV. I'm here with Nanedu and, of course, Josiah Okokwe. In a few minutes' time, we'll be crossing over to have a listen to the two managers and see what they have for us. They are ready to talk to us. Let's go and listen to Samuel Bodu and the Bocha.
What are expectations from this game, especially after losing to Samatex the other day in Samra Boy?
Yeah, thank you very much. The position of my team is a worrying factor for us to win this game at all costs.
And what kind of opposition are you expecting from the defending league champions?
As you said, they were league champions, but they are a good team. They play very, very well. They possess. They are very difficult to concede, like 2 goals away, and we are here to break that jinx.
You beat them in the first round at their backyard. You think you have a psychological edge over them coming into this game?
No, that one is a history. We've prepared for this game, and we are ready for the 3 points.
It's a collective team sport, but Amankuna's individual brilliance has been fantastic this season. What kind of impact are you expecting to make in this game?
Teamwork win championship, talent win games. So if you have talent like Amankuna, we are expecting him to use his talent for us to win this game.
Would these grounds be an advantage for your team?
Say again?
Would the grounds be an advantage for your team?
Yes, because we have a large number of supporters here, and they are always behind us. So with them, yes, we have the number 12.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon. You're coming into this game from a positive win the other day at your home grounds. Here is a very difficult place to win games. What are you expecting from your team?
Yeah, thank you very much. First, yeah, you are right. Very good moment for us. This is great. 2 great victories on our ground, and also we protect points there. We didn't allow the opponent teams to get points from our ground, and we are in perfect moment now. Here, yeah, you are right. Very good home team like a lot of teams in Ghana Premier League, but they are really a team who is playing very well on this ground. They are also understand how to play here, because you see ground here is not perfect. But also I expect we will find a way how to manage with some balls, some actions, and I also expect a good game for us.
I see a couple of changes from the team that played against Legon Cities the other day. Why these changes? Diawusi drops to the bench, for instance.
Yeah, this is something what is depend of how we prepare this game. This is nothing negative from us. This is also something what our players understand perfect, and they are really putting everything for our team, and they are aware about everything we are doing, and also we need the good players from the bench. This is something what is very important. Lot of games you can win after substitutions. This is something what we are always thinking about.
This team beats Medeama in the first round in Takwa. You think you have what it takes to revenge here?
Yeah, we will always, I many times told it, we always, doesn't matter who is our opponent, we are always thinking about how to win the game. Normal, every opponent is specific. This team beat us in Tarkwa. We will try everything to beat here, and also to show our great moment and confirm, and also to back them, because this is sport. This is something how every team is thinking, and we are also thinking about this.
One of your best players, Derek Fojo, has been linked with a move to Simba of Tanzania. He's in your matchday squad. Is in the right frame of mind in the wake of all of these stories around him?
You know, this is something what is every Ghanaian player is very interested for. A lot of teams, not just in our team, in every team in Ghana Premier League. I'm not thinking about this. Also, nobody is thinking about this. We are keeping focus on a league, especially these days is focus on this match. And when finish season, we will think about this. What is the best for everyone? They will choose way what is the best for him. Normal, this is normal in football. Just now we are keeping focus on the match.
As you talk about focus, will you win this game?
So that is Nebocha Kapo, the coach of Medeama there. Also very, very confident and hopeful that things will go their way today. It is a big game at the Golden City Park. Berekum Chelsea against Medeama. So we have to cross over for the first half. It is Medeama coming up against Berekum Chelsea at the Golden City Park. Enjoy.
Where we want, but we will always give everything to win the game.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Golden City Park in Berekum. It's matchday 27 of the Ghana Premier League, and Berekum Chelsea are coming up against the defending league champions Medeama Sporting Club. It's a Monday afternoon fixture as we come to you live on Star Times at the Part Channel 247. My name is Nana Dakwa Jesse. I'm your commentator for this afternoon's game here in Berekum. It's Chelsea versus Medeama. Medeama have turned up here in mauve and yellow, and Berekum Chelsea, the home side, are also sporting yellow and white jerseys over white socks to match here in Berekum. Chelsea beats Medeama 1-0 away in the first round of the league. They're bent on completing a double over Medeama, who are coming into this game from a win against Legon Cities the other day at the Akun Park in Takwa.